Hey everyone, welcome to week 2 of the U101 module. There's 3 things I want to talk about. One is that you'll be starting to use the U101 box if you're following the path of the course. The TMA 11 is due on Friday, and there's a tutorial on Saturday. So, number 1, U101. The idea behind the exercises that you'll start to be using is about being creative with the materials that you have and showing you that sometimes things can be other things. So masking tape can, yes, be used to tape things together, but it can also be used to prototype. And the idea behind that is that there's lots of materials around you that are cheap and do the job really well. Going through an entire prototype process of a product often means you're scouring the recycling bins for cardboard or plastic. You're using elastics, hot glue, staples, just anything. You realize that places like Homebase or Poundland kind of become your best friend when you're experimenting on stuff. So just keep that in mind, keep an open mind. If you like the exercises, I would suggest to do them a couple times just because they're rather quick to do and they're quite fun. So really make the most of that. Next is TMA 11. So this is a small exercise that's due. You'll see it as you go over the week 2 process. It's pretty quick. It takes, they say, an hour. I feel like it would take probably less. But the key behind it is that you're starting to create this variety of ideas for yourself that you're then using in selecting certain ones and bringing them into the next process or the next step of your development process. So that's sort of a key part of design where you start generating lots and lots of ideas, but obviously you have to let some go and bring some forward with you. What I would suggest is they're asking you to write a list of different things, and then you're taking one of them to do a sketch. If you have the time, I would suggest that you actually also do a lot of different sketches of that same idea and generate sort of as much as you can, and then from there selecting one of your preferred ones to share. Another strategy that you can use instead of the sketches is to actually also make a physical model if you prefer the sort of 3D elements of it. Make yourself or experiment with that model, take some photos of it or use those as references and then start sketching off of that. It's a really good way to communicate your ideas, especially if you're, let's say, offering something to a client, but you have to generate it in your mind, you have to generate it in physical, but you can't bring all of these prototypes with you to the client, brief. So then you just use those to either take a photo and sketch, or you just sketch freebase off of that. Finally, the tutorial is on Saturday. This is sort of an informal chat about what to expect in the module, where it's leading to, and I want to take this opportunity to get to sort of know your skills, know your interests, get a chance to, everyone get together, which is great, and I'll be doing some exercises around drawing and sketching because that seems to be one of the big points. Things like how to draw, what are the basics, what kind of materials should you need, like what kind of, if you think of wanting to buy like pencils and stuff, then like what's the best idea. And I also want to get the chance to start with the idea of critiquing or critical reflections, because that's something that's going to be coming in the week following it. So for those who are participating and those who do want to participate in this part of the exercise, I'd like those who do to submit a 16:9 landscape PDF of no more than 5 megabytes of sort of a quick snapshot, a one-page portfolio shot of the work that you have or the strengths that you have. You want to sort of make it seem like you're applying for the job that you want, if that makes sense. So not necessarily just what would please me or what would please sort of design thinking, but if you want to later on go into graphic design, for instance, then maybe you should focus on, what are the elements that people want to look at in graphic design, or if it's product design or product development, then maybe you want to see the prototypes or the sketches, so you want to focus more on that or on the physical testing. So you want to showcase something about yourself that you then get to talk about. So maybe everyone take 1 or 2 minutes just to explain what their presentation or their portfolio shot is about and where they want to go with that. And from there, we'll be able to talk about it and give feedback on what are some of the key elements that are really working and some of the things that could be implemented into it to make it that much better. For this, I think obviously keep images to the maximum. So, like focus on good quality images, and words to a minimum. So, just a very small amount of words, just because you want to prioritize your strengths and you want to showcase that, you don't need to say that you're good in Sketch. You just need to show a really good sketch and we'll know that you're good in Sketch. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, if you are uncomfortable with presenting it, but you do want to submit a portfolio page for discussion, that is totally fine. Just send me a few words to explain your work and I can talk about it, but I would prefer that everyone get to discuss their own work just because it's an innate part of design. You have to communicate your ideas, you have to be able to talk about your work, and I think this is a great exercise to do that in a small group of all of us. I'm here to help and everyone else is also here to learn, so I think it's just a great opportunity. That's it for now. Oh, submit that please by Friday night just so I can get everything into the presentation, and keep an eye out. The Adobe Connect room that is usually used, Adobe Connect is sort of going through an upgrade right now, so it's a little bit fidgety. I'm gonna check if that's the best use of space, or if we should just use Microsoft Teams, and I will send you all a link to Connect depending on whether it's stable enough. And that's only until February 21st, so the other ones will probably be on Adobe Connect. It's just for this one. I just want to make sure that it's working for everyone and that we'll be able to work well together on that platform. So just keep an eye out on this forum to see the link that I'll use and just connect through that on Saturday. Otherwise, I hope you have a great week experimenting with the U101 box. For those who are moving into the next week, week 3, if you're being a little bit ahead of yourself, enjoy. Critical reflection is starting in that, and how to take good photos, and we'll actually be talking about that on the tutorial on Saturday as well. So hope you enjoy your week. Bye.